Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. I'm of course the Battle Room, and today I'm joined by Raghav. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Colin. I just finished watching some Bridgerton, and I'm ready for another British event. So we have the Birmingham Regionals Finals here. We have Stefano Greppi versus Marcus Coe, and let's take a look at how they got here. Starting with Stefano here, he went undefeated in Swiss Day 2, so he got the bye into top cut, then played a balanced mirror versus Marcus, coming out on top, and then into Psy Spam in top 4 versus Hengyu. Those matchups can be really back and forth, especially when Stefano's fastest Pokemon here is Chenpao. So I think he's just been on a hot one all tournament, and he really played a variety of stuff, extremely tested against balance, but now he's got a tough matchup in finals. So let's take a look at Marcus's run.
For Marcus's run here, he also received a bye in top cut, and then he played against none other than Eduardo Cunha, the world champion from 2022, demolishing him, and then he moved on to Matty Morgan, where he was able to win against P2 Ursaluna stuff. Overall, pretty solid run with a 2-2-2 Dozo team. So let's take a look at Marcus's team first, and then we'll check out the other one.
Marcus has a disgusting team. I can't, in good conscience, say I love it. Okay, I don't like Dozo. I don't like Wheezing, especially the Toxic Spikes type. And then Flutterchi U is just always a pain to play against. But we have to explain why it's so strong, right? You have this 2-2-2 kind of setup where you can lead Flutterchi U, deal a bunch of special attack damage, and then have Dozo to clean up in the back. Or you can, set up the Toxic Spikes, and once your Pokemon are poisoned, Dozo is just so good at stalling the turns out to where everything eventually gets into EQ range. It's just so hard to kill Dozo. And if the opposing team doesn't have like a Mungus or something that just really has a built-in check for Dondozo, you can catch a lot of teams less than prepared for it. And then he rounds it out with a Dragonite, a Choice Band Dragonite, and it just makes a lot of the modes with Icy Wind Fluttermane really, really annoying. And then, of course, you have that Terra Normal Extreme Speed to also clean up stuff that's chipped with maybe Toxic Spikes or Dozo or just in general, just a very, very strong Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it is just like a really obnoxious team. I think one of the worst parts about playing against these type of teams is, of course, that team preview. It is very frustrating to call what your opponent's going to do. Are they going to bring Dozo? Are they not? I mean, this team definitely looks like it's going to bring Dozo every single time, but there still is that mind game, right? Like if you prepare so hard for Dozo and you trade a little bit unfavorably and you're like, all right, I'm ready for him, and then Chi-Yu Dragonite comes in, it can be pretty hard to deal with. So I do think it's a pretty cool in that regard team. And the Dozo players, they're always cooking up different shit. They're always trying to optimize Dozo to try and make him meta relevant and to try and win a tournament. And I think it's been a
A
minute since
while.
I've seen Dondozo in the finals of a regional. The last time I can remember is when Joe UX9 defeated it with his Sun team. That's like genuinely the last time I think it was in finals. So it's been a while, but the Dozo guys, they're the strongest soldiers, dude. They always try to make Mr. Fish work.
New format, Dozo's back. You gotta give it at least one shot, before you give up on it entirely. But like you said, they're always adapting. It's a virus. We've said this before. Dozo
Yep.
is always regenerating. It's mutating into another form that's harder to defeat. But what does Stefano have to beat this team? Let's take a look at his six and what tools he potentially has.
So here we've got Stefano's team. This is the new version of balance, right? Like these teams just swap one or two Pokemon every time, but the core of Incin, Urshifu, Rillaboom, Raging Bolt is here to stay. These are the goats of balance. These are usually the same four Pokemon you're going to see every single time, but Stefano deciding to round it out with Landorus was Substitute actually, and then Chien Pao. So it gives me similar vibes to Marco's balance team, but Marco also had Fluttermane over Landorus, so it was a little bit different as well. It's just always so close. But yeah, this is the classic tried and true balance.
Yeah, but every variation matters, kind of like you said.
Mm-hmm.
This you're allowed to run Booster Energy Raging Bolt because you don't have a Fluttermane that needs it, and I think that helps a lot, especially when you have Taunt Incineroar next to it. It becomes really hard to shut down its damage because you're able to taunt like opposing Parting Shot or a Moongus Spore, and so you only need one or two Calm Minds for Bolt to start doing pretty crazy amounts of damage. Other than that, he also has the Icy Wind POW, which is really, really
Mm.
interesting. I feel like we don't see it that much. It's been ticking up in usage a little bit. Also, the Terra Ice boosted Icy Wind, kind of funny. But yeah, you get to boost your Shifu or even your Lando Eye, and opting for sub, like you pointed out, instead of Sanseer, I think it's really helpful into Amoonguss when you don't have something like Taunt on Fluttermane or an Ogerpon on Fire. So I think sub can be really threatening, especially next to double fake out. It's always good to punish a passive turn. And there's really not that much to say about the team. It's more so how you play it.
Right, yeah, and like this tournament, I would say it's Europe, dude. Like at the end of the day, these guys love balance. Like it did do incredibly well at the tournament, right? Obviously, it is in the finals. It was in the finals of the North American Regional too. It's not just them, but balance is just so widely loved here. So for me, this is not surprising at all. They have incredibly talented players over there, and it just kind of lets you play the game, right? Like it. I feel like it's one of those archetypes where it's just like, hey, I don't really care what I'm using. I just want to use what is the best, and I'm just gonna play better. And this is what it allows you to do: the double fake out, the Urshifu, the Raging Bolt. You have so many win conditions at any point in the game that you can pivot towards or play into, and it's just so versatile. So we'll have to see if it's versatile into Dozo here. Do you see anything like that stands out? Because one big thing about the Dozo team is Rocky Helmet on that Dozo, which I think is really valuable because I think Urshifu can start to rack up damage into that team. So having that Rocky Helmet does deter Urshifu a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't think you actually are going for an Urshifu pin into Dozo. It looks kind of tricky, but I think Lando is going to be very important because one, it is immune to the toxic spikes, and it can hit Terra Grass Dondozo really hard with Terra Poison. I'm curious, is he gonna have to get like some icy winds off on it and threaten it with Rillaboom? Like it's really hard to figure out which four to bring because then you also have to deal with the Flutter Chi-Yu or the D-Knight just up front, and that's a lot of damage to withstand with balance. It's always been tricky, so I'm really curious to see how he does it because Urshifu also doesn't have Terra Fire, which won the last regional. Flutter Chi-Yu is scary. You got the typing pin, right? So I'm honestly not sure what he's going to lead even. I'm really curious to see.
So we're gonna see Dondozo and Shiny Chi-Yu into Incineroar and Urshifu right off the bat here. So right away we got some Dondozo mind games, right? We have this Chi-Yu, which is like
Oblivious.
honestly, the Chi-Yu is also just not really doing much. Oblivious is actually huge. Oblivious could
No, it's
actually be
really
giant.
big.
Yeah.
If you can get a parting shot or something, it could be really good, and then your Raging Bolt can start clicking Calm Mind, and it actually does stack up damage. The problem is, are you able to slow it down in time?
Yeah.
But like you
yeah.
said, Chi's not really doing anything here. It could just switch in the taunts.
I think
Not the
it,
greatest turn, though.
It's not the greatest, though. I don't think you necessarily want to merge so early. Yeah, the Chi-Yu's just looking kind of worthless. I actually was thinking before the set, I was like, Dragonite does look very good. Dragonite traditionally has been always like kind of a nuisance for balance, especially with Inner Focus, but this one doesn't actually have Inner Focus, so that does kind of suck. It is Fake Out and Intimidate immune, and we're going to see that emerge right away. We see the Dondozo combined, so now it's going to be up to how he can approach the Dondozo and how he can slow it down from taking over the game.
Yeah, we're gonna see a Fake Out go into it, and probably a whiff of Surging Strikes. But how are you going to navigate around this? Because it's not intimidated. Do you have the Terra Ghost? And we don't know what Stefano has in the back either. I still think, Marcus could have led better. Like, the Fluttermane was really threatening. But at this point, I guess you're not complaining. You just gotta get a turn right. You can even order up just to keep the pressure on. We do see Rilla Lando in the back. Okay. So no Raging Bolt trying to abuse the, Oblivious factor, but really just trying to force that Terra Grass and then potentially Sludge Bombing, I guess.
Yeah, and like I did like the Urshifu lead. It did put on a lot of pressure. I do think though, if like Flutter Chi came out, it would have been a little bit spooky. So we'll have to see.
Really volatile.
Yeah, I feel like it's always volatile with the Dozo players, and Marcus just opted to go for a much more like kind of defensive play turn one, right? With Dozo, like I'm just gonna merge. I don't wanna get too crazy here. We're just gonna lock it up and go nuts. And we're gonna see a double swap here. I think it's pretty safe. Like Wave Crash into the Urshifu slot is always like just not gonna happen. It feels pretty safe to get this switch off, and then you get to, like you said when we were looking at the teams, you can start to go nuts with this Landorus, right? Ooh, especially with sub
Yeah,
here. This is a fake out
sub
sub.
is really, really good. You fake out
Ooh.
sub and then just wood hammer a Terra Poison Sludge Bomb. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that Rillaboom dies to an order up after this Rocky Helmet. I think it should live another one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like a pretty good turn.
Yeah, and I mean, like, one of the beauties of, like, this kind of format is that Dondozo is a little weaker, right? Like, Dondozo doesn't like fighting against the really strong, legendary, good Pokemon, right? He shines in those low power formats because he's so hard to KO. But, like, honestly, he doesn't really have anything that's like a hard Dondozo check. There's no, Haze or Clear Smog or Amoonguss. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to outplay you and hit you with really, really strong legendary Pokemon attacks here.
Yeah, I think it's just positioning Fake Out next to Substitute and making sure that Rillaboom doesn't die too early so you can force the Terra or just deal huge damage. I'm kind of curious though if it lives a Woodhammer Sludge Bomb without Terraing.
I think it's okay if it does because I don't think he could possibly lose a Pokemon, and that's the big thing. He is considering this one. He's like, damn, do I really want to press it? I think it's probably okay to press Terra, but I imagine that the last Pokemon is Flutter Mane, so you do have to keep that kind of in the back of your mind, right? You can't let I mean, Urshifu would Terra itself. Like, I do like the Terra Steel is like kind of a setback here because it isn't walling Chi-Yu, right? You can just Icy Wind. And we are going to see no Terra from either trainer, actually. We're just going to see the Woodhammer Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much Sludge Bomb's gonna do here because I don't think it's it's not enough for a Woodhammer, and Rillaboom's gonna take itself out to Rocky Helmet and Recoil.
Ooh, he
Oof,
ate,
that's
dude.
like way too healthy, dude.
Dude, that was a little bit too comfortable. He raised his eyebrows there. He's like, shit, dude, that was not a good turn. I don't even think you could Terra there. Like, I don't think that was going to get there.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite enough. Maybe no, it wouldn't be Jet Range either. So here though, it is nice that you most likely can get a double KO.
You probably can, yeah. But the question is,
CC Earth Power, right?
is it CC Earth Power, or are you supposed to Sludge Bomb? Like, I actually really think a cheeky little Grass Terra could do numbers here for Marcus, but I don't know if he's necessarily supposed to do that, right? Like, it is kind of scary.
Mm, yeah, the other thing you can, well, I guess if neither player has used Terra, it's still really tricky here.
It is.
If Terra Grass is used, that's really good because then they can't Terra Ghost in the end game, and you can freely Terra Steel or Shifu, fake out Surging Strikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're okay with this. You get the Earth Power of the
Holy.
Dozo.
That
Okay,
was so much damage.
this is gonna be it already did 2 order up, so it was like +4 maybe, right?
And again, no Intimidate. The Oblivious is doing wonders here. But Dondozo does go down, and now Tatsugiri's
Not
will
enough
just get
wonder, dude.
blasted.
This Tatsugiri is going down, and it's about to be pretty scary for Marcus.
The big thing... Oh, it's not going down.
Oh, it didn't go down. That's actually a little bit better, I think, because really, like, what are you supposed to do in Flutter Chi into Icy Wind Heat Wave, right?
Yeah, and I mean, the big thing here is the sub being alive for Landorus, I think, is a big deal. I think it allows him to play a lot more aggressively in this coming turn. Because even if Chi-Yu Flutter came in, you could probably Terra Poison. Do you think Icy Wind does 25% to Lando with Beats of Rune if he's Terra Poison? Maybe, right?
I think it does. Yeah, definitely. Although I'm not sure, man. It kind of depends. I bet it's pretty close. But this is just fine.
This is chill. Is there any way, like, this turn does feel really, really awful. Because I feel like you totally could just, are you allowed to just Jet and Earth Power? You can swap to Ensign and feel okay. You are, I don't know how I feel about swapping to Ensign. I do kind of feel like you should keep the pressure on. But he also probably is a very bulky lander, so you probably aren't outspeeding Chi-Yu anyways. So it kind of makes sense. I think you kind of have to then.
Wait, why do you think it's slower than Chi-Yu? I think it could definitely be faster. I guess if Chi-Yu is timid and Lando is modest.
I'm thinking it's timid max speed, Sash. I guess it could be modest, but I am thinking Landorus is probably modest, but it kind of depends.
It depends. Honestly, you're right. With Sash, I think timid has a lot of value right now, just so you can outspeed stuff like this. They swap out Tots for what?
Dragonite? Ooh, to eat Earth Power.
Dragonite. Okay, I think Marcus might take this. This is going to be perfect for him.
And it is faster than Landorus.
Lando
But he
avoided.
dodges.
That's huge.
Oh my god. And the EP does whiff. If it hit, I think it might have been cooked. Dragonite is still looking amazing here. He doesn't really have anything. Dude, he straight up doesn't have anything for Dragonite. Like, even if Rillaboom was alive. Like, his 4 Pokemon just really don't like Dragonite. Not breaking the sub is really big here. Because that would have been the easiest Terra Normal E-Speed of your entire life, honestly.
Oh, it is multi-scale, so it can be faked out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sludge Bomb would take it out, yeah.
You think Sludge Bomb, it one-shots Dragonite?
Yeah, with the Beads of Ruin after fake out.
Oh, you're so right. I forgot about the beads. You're totally right. He really needs to scale, honestly.
Stays in, this is really bad.
I actually think that was a slight mechanical blunder there, because I think he was supposed to Sludge Bomb the 1 HP Tatsugiri. Unless it's Terra Steel, but even then, I think it's not tearing. And I really would have, I think Sludge Bomb was a little more optimal, but it's not a huge deal. I mean, it could be, but still, let's see. We're going to see the Terra Ghost. He doesn't want to get faked out, but we know he faked out that D-Knight, so here we go. Terra Poison. I like how he gets out of the sub. He's like, 1 sec, dude. Let me put this hat on, and I'm about to go back behind that thing.
It's hard to put a hat on when there's a little puppet in front of you. I understand.
Alright, he's like, I'm ready to party.
This is still looking kind of scary, as long as Marcus hits his moves with Chi-Yu, right?
A little bit,
click
yeah.
a Heat Wave this turn, and then next turn Dark Pulse, Heat Wave comes off, okay, it hits. I think Instin's in range for Muddy Water, too.
He's 100% in range for Muddy Water.
Yeah, so if you're just able to kill this Lando next turn, I don't see how Stefano gets back into this game.
I kind of would have liked to see the Dragonite swap into Tots there. I think that might have been a little better, you know? Just fire off the Terra Ghost Heat Wave. Like, the way you get punished, of course, is if they go for knockoff EP, but I find that very unlikely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I think from Marcus's perspective, like, you can get this turn wrong and still win. So
Sure,
no reason
yeah.
to risk it, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair. That's valid.
as long as you keep the pressure on to Incin, like, Stefano can't take 2 kills.
No, he can't. Also, I gotta say, the Terra Ghost Shiny Chi-Yu is looking fire, dude. That looks nice, man. That hits.
It's looking pretty shiny.
That's
spooky.
pretty good. It's a little spooky, little fire around it, dude. He's meant to be the Terra Ghost right there. He's taking a bit, dude. He's thinking about whether or not Tatsugiri should come back in. He's here.
Yeah, it's a tough choice. Sometimes Chi just wants to fight alone. He's kind of an introvert that way. And Urshifu's pretty low too. Honestly, you just have to overheat and then you Muddy Water.
But maybe you have to call it. You might have to Draco to call the Urshifu coming in. I think you're I
think you're fine with Draco.
I think you Draco overheat, and I think you feel pretty decent about yourself. I think that's the move.
Right.
And then
also,
I think
you can help again.
I think he wins as well. Okay, we're gonna see the protect. Let's see overheat. Overheat. Okay, if it's Muddy Water, I think it's probably better, but I think your Draco seems a little bit just to punish the Urshifu. We are gonna see that Draco Meteor. Instant down.
Okay, wait. Stefano, if he's faster with Urshifu, he can win.
I think he does win if he's faster than Urshifu, right? Because then he can just surge and kill the Chi-Yu, and then the Draco is at -2. Urshifu probably lives on 1 HP, and the game ends.
Wait, what about Helping Hand Heat Wave?
Ooh, that's juicy, dude. That's a little juicy. I kind of fuck with that. I'm a little bit worried though. You think it kills?
Yeah. I think both die to a Helping Hand Heat Wave.
The Heat Wave miss on that sub Landorus actually ended up being a huge factor in this dub. Like, because Landorus would have taken another Heat Wave here, right? Like, he would have been 1 HP.
Yeah, no, the Heat Wave dodge was, like, huge. It's the only reason Stefano's in this game right now.
Alright, let's see it.
I think Helping Hand Heat Wave gets there. There it is.
I'm not sure, dude, because their Shifus are trained very specially bulky. But I think,
Still,
okay,
man.
double protect. Sure, honestly, sure. I respect that. It double hits?
The double hits. Urshifu
just
ate that
lived.
so clean.
He ate that so clean, dude.
Oh my god, Stefano had it the whole time then.
Was there a play? He could, well, based on what he did do, I think he could
Overheat Draco, right?
He could have went for Helping Hand overheat into Urshifu and got the KO. But, like, I think that's kind of a crazy read because I think Landorus could have easily attacked. So I'm not gonna be like, dude, you kind of threw by not going for the Helping Hand overheat. Yeah, this should just pick up now. I think the Urshifu's definitely faster than Tots, I would imagine. Because he has bulky safety goggles. I imagine he's pretty bulky. So I think he's just dead.
Yeah, it definitely just depends on who's faster. If the Tots is really bulky, then yeah. But the Urshifu seems to be quite bulky too, right? I guess
Mm-hmm.
so. Marcus could have gone for the overheat Draco and it would have won into the Urshifu. But if Urshifu clicks CC instead of surging, is it living in overheat at -1 and then Chiu's at -2? I think it all just comes down to whether Urshifu lives once like one of these big special hits. Well, it's also gonna come down to the speed interaction right here. They're stressed. Why are they taking so long? Just play the fucking turn, dude.
Dude, Marcus is prepping for next game, bro. Okay, it is faster.
Urshifu is
Marcus
faster.
Marcus took a while earlier as well when he was just thinking about whether to switch in taunts, right? Even though this is the last guy, he's very he's using his time wisely, you know.
Yeah, I mean this has been exciting though. I didn't expect it to be like kind of this close down to the wire, like kind
Yeah.
of up in the air. But I feel like both players are playing very well, and I think Stefano's game plan is just really, really slim margins. So every game is gonna be a little bit exciting.
Yeah, and I think like honestly, Marcus, if he lets that Dragonite do its thing, I think it can go absolutely nuts. And so I think it's just
Yeah.
going to be about like, unfortunately, it was a really good turn from Stefano, but if he can just keep Dragonite alive, get an extreme speed off or two, I think the game is, if he got one extreme speed off in that game, he wins, right? Like the game was so close. So I do think it is just like
Or no
the
heat wave dodge, you know?
yeah, or no heat wave dodge. Yeah, like I think it is just like he just needs to get the Dragonite enabled a little bit more. The Dozo mode actually did seem really brutal. Like that Dozo was so bulky. The Rillaboom was not a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I think he just needs to lead better, to be honest. I think that
Yeah,
wasn't a great lead, and he probably still should have won. So maybe we see something a little bit different, preserve the Dozo for a little bit later, because Stefano really needs all his health. He needs like the perfect fake out sub turn, and he just gave that to him because he basically fused turn one, right?
yeah, he did. Yeah, it was basically turn one. He just like didn't lead it. But I don't know.
Yeah, so
Like we're talking about the adjustments, but what about the drip war here? What about the drip war? We've got a nice black jacket with the play Pokemon shirt underneath. A little bit of a minus there, but I think the jacket saves a little bit. And then we've got the classic ill server jersey that we see almost every other time from the European Regional.
yeah, I kind of like that he's still wearing the jacket. Like he could have just zipped up the jacket, but he was like, "This is free drip, right? Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
take the shirt." In that way, I do respect it, but I guess we kind of got to give it to the ill server just because there's not anything like crazy exciting from Marcus's end, and the ill server jersey has a history of winning. Like I
It
think
does.
we've got to give it some respect.
Ooh, and we're gonna see the same exact lead once again with that Chi-Yu plus Dondozo into Chien Pao and Urshifu. So we're putting on the pressure right away here, potentially getting some icy wins. That's really I don't know what else it's really doing.
I like Icy Wind. I think it's pretty good, and Incin wasn't as useful because of that Oblivious.
True.
Obviously, Fake Out's still phenomenal, but I could see Qianpao being pretty interesting here. Icy Wind breaks the sash on Chi Yu, and it slows down Dozo, so I kind of don't mind pressing it. Double Protect to Scout is also pretty good, but I'm interested in this. I think leading it is good too, especially since Marcus just doubled down.
What I like about Chimpo too is like he forms such a good threat into the Dozo Terra that like you feel pretty good. Like it kind of makes that punish like Landorus did or Bolt does, but instead you just have Chimpo. And we're gonna see the merge form once again, turn one. That's crazy, dude. He's just committing to this shit. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm doing it again. You can't stop me.
Maybe this is what's been working for Marcus the entire tournament. Maybe this is
It's
how he
true.
got here, but it
It's
just
true.
doesn't seem to make enough sense to me here. Regardless, it's what he's got going on. What are we gonna see here? We're gonna see a double protect from Stefano and probably just like an earthquake or an order up. It wouldn't be unreasonable into the Chen Pao.
I mean, dude, a double protect is so lit. Like it's so good here, right? Like you get to see the merge, and now you just kind of sift back into that like that super chill like outplay the
Icy
Dondozo,
Wind,
right?
switch to Rillaboom.
Yeah, it's just like I think whenever Dondozo merges is when the game gets really easy. There's so much tension in the like 2 to 3 turns before the merge, depending on how long they make it last. But once it merges, you're like, all right, I can relax. I know exactly what he's gonna do. There's no real reason to read most of the time. Like obviously he could make a crazy read and like wave crash the Lando switch in if he calls it like in game 1, but usually he's not gonna do that. Dondozo players tend to play pretty safe when they're merged. and it is usually pretty, telegraphed. And like this play, for example, it's like unpunishable. It's just
Yeah,
Icy
this
Wind's
one's
such a
pretty
relevant.
hard to punish.
Yeah.
Order up into Rillaboom, I guess, but
Oh, he's
Icy Wind
speedy.
miss would be tragic.
He
But this
outspent
is
Champo.
really good now.
Oh, I love that
Is it
Tatsugiri
good?
always makes you think it misses. All right.
I think you just Icy Wind again. Ooh, that was a nice, yummy little crit.
I think you're allowed to just go for Icicle Crash Woodhammer, right?
No, because I think the Dozo is still faster than the Rillaboom, maybe.
You could
If
also
it's not,
protect.
then obviously you can crash.
I mean,
but-
also, let's be real. He's just
What?
protecting. He's just going for the
Oh,
fake out, bro.
fake out.
Yeah, he's got it.
Okay.
He's got it, dude. Don't worry about it.
That makes a lot more sense. You know, I like this. It's a little bit slower and you just take a lot less damage than what I was kind of thinking, where you just Icy Wind Woodhammer and then Lando comes in. But this way, you have that fake out sub turn again. You can just like sub and Woodhammer this next turn. And you have Icy Wind in the back when you want to play that Chi-Yu again, so maybe your Landers could outspeed it.
The big thing, though, is that the Sash is broken. I think it is pretty valuable because I think something like, maybe Extreme Speed from Dragonite could actually put pressure on that Chiempao because it isn't Terra Ghost. It is that crazy-ass Terra Ice that you could put the pressure on there. This isn't like... It is still, like, it's not the greatest turn 2 ever, but, like, you'll take it as the Dondozo player. But this turn is probably the freest Woodhammer sub of your life. Once again, he's coasting, bro. He knows exactly what the Dondozo can and can't do here. When you can't switch, it makes it easy, bro. It's like Shadow Tag.
Yeah, no, I feel like this is just what happens when you merge at turn 1. But this
Yeah.
is still scary. Like you said, the E-Speed is threatening the POW, and POW is really the only thing Stefano has for Dozo. This is an absolute nothing turn for Marcus, though, which sucks.
Yeah, this is a great turn. Yeah, just not even the sub being broken. And you're right, the Rillaboom does not outspeed. This has got to be like Jolly Dondozo, dude.
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
jolly.
a lot of them are, right? Even if it's max speed adamant,
Sure.
I think it should outspeed Rillaboom at +1. But regardless, I think this turn you can Grassy Glide, Sludge Bomb. You can also sub and Woodhammer.
I think you can just Grassy Glide Terra. I think, do you have to Terra? I think you do, don't you?
I don't think you have to Terra.
I'm so afraid of it not killing with Sludge Bomb Glide, I'm not going to lie.
Why?
If it doesn't Terra, dude, I just feel like the Woodhammer's doing negative damage. So I'm just really afraid.
I guess that's a good point. It is so fat, that Woodhammer. But that's after like a tick of Grassy Terrain healing, too.
Yeah.
I think you don't need to, but I guess there's no harm either.
We're gonna see it
You're not
here.
gonna get through it with a Terra Steel or Shifu or Terra Ice POW, so might as well just secure this kill.
What I really like about the sub, too, is that it's putting so much pressure on Marcus to continuously attack. Because if sub wasn't there, this would be the easiest protect from Dondozo of its entire life. Okay, I think Sludge Bomb was picking it up. But yeah, because of the sub, he's
I was
always
about to
feeling
say,
the
okay,
need.
maybe he needed that Terra, I don't know.
But now it is so dead. It's guaranteed out of here, dude. Still, no Terra committed by Marcus, which is acceptable. And Tatsugiri gets out scot-free out of his mech, ready to fight another day.
Yeah, all things considered, this is a better position for Marcus than game 1. Especially if that D-Knight's waiting in the back just to extreme speed Chen Pao.
I think Chi-Yu can just come in here, too, and just have a party, dude. And just start hitting them.
Yeah, but the Lando is at full health, which is kind of scary.
It's a little scary. But I
Overheat
think
Draco maybe, but that doesn't seem that good either.
we are going to see him come in. I always, like, I've never played Dondozo, so, like, I never really thought about the interaction, but Chi-Yu does actually enable Tatsugiri a little bit. Like, having him in the back is kind of funny.
Yeah, no, and especially when those Tatsugiris are like Scarf or something.
Oh, yeah,
It can
yeah.
get really, really disgusting. Especially you lead like Chi-Yu Tots or Flutter or something, and then you
Yes.
think they have the Dozo, but they don't, and you actually just lose to Tatsugiri Draco Meteoring you. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, and that's why Marcos is 11-1.
I don't know here. What are you doing if you're Marcus? You just slamming the heat wave? Oh, we're seeing a swap. Okay. Into Dragonite.
I didn't see where the Earth Power went.
Oh,
Ooh,
Fluttermane.
it's Fluttermane instead of D-Knight this time. That is a lot better for Stefano.
That's amazing for Stephano, I think. I think that actually might be game winning, right? Because, well, if the sash gets broken here, which I think is guaranteed, you can just throw off a glide here, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
But I think we saw that glide go into the Tatsugiri slot,
Ooh.
which is
That's
really
also
weird. Are
lit.
we gonna see a heat wave? We do see heat wave.
He's praying. He really wants
Oh.
his heat wave to hit. He gets it. Okay. I don't know, because now you could just go into... Wait, Ursh is full HP, right? Yeah, you just go into Ursh, and I think you can go absolutely nuts, right? You can just rip a glide. Dude, I don't know if he can really handle the jets at this point. I think you might have to go into Chiempao to threaten the KO with Sucker, but Ursh switch to Pow would also kill the Flutter guaranteed through Protect. So I think that's another option you could do. And you could also use that momentum to just attack GU. There's a lot of plays, dude, he can make here.
I think it's still like volatile though. I don't think there's a guaranteed win play.
It's
Which is
super
kind of
volatile.
it's scary.
Urshifu's looking really nice though. That glide going into Flutter was huge. Because if that glide didn't go that way, Fluttermane was chilling here because he did protect Landorus, so.
What is the Terra on Fluttermane? Is it grass? Is it fairy? I don't remember.
I think it might just be an offensive one. I would imagine on this type of team, it's usually fairy. So we are going to see that Pow switch with the Jet. I like this play because it is a guaranteed KO. And I think, I do really think though, you could just switch back to Tots and Heat Wave. Like, do you not feel amazing about switch to Tots Heat Wave?
I don't mind it, but if Lando stays in, it's game over. It could be switched to Tots and overheat, in which case
Okay.
I think Stefano feels okay with that because their Shifu is so healthy and Lando can't be threatened the next turn that maybe there's enough juice. We have to see what Marcus goes for here. Dude, this is so close. This is a real nail biter, man.
I think if Pow goes down though, I think Fluttermane might just be able to clutch this up, most likely.
God, okay. What?
Heat
It's just a
wave.
heat wave. Oh my god, we're gonna get a game 3. There's no way we don't get a game 3.
Fluttermane is just too healthy. I think that was the one turn he had to clutch up there. If he called this turn, he wins the game. And he just did. So now we're going to get that game 3. Marcus is going to clutch this up, dude. Fluttermane's looking juicy.
Chiyu's gotta hit some moves still.
Chiyu does have to hit some moves. Actually, wait, is this like... can he kill Landorus at this point? Like, is this not just to protect surging? I guess your Shifu probably dies to Draco. It could live on 1 HP, though, is my thing. I think you have
No,
to.
it definitely dies to Draco. The other thing is, like, does it live in overheat, right?
Or Shifu or Lando?
Lando.
Dude, it's Chiyu, man. I'm thinking no.
Yeah, because I think Stefano has to attack here. Earth Power and, probably CC.
I think he does.
Wait,
have to
what?
attack. Wait, what did he do?
Okay, this is an interesting play. I don't know if this works out. Like, what? Dude, what is happening?
Dude,
Am I
he's mind
silly?
controlling him. He's mind controlling him. This is insane.
Don't you have to go for the overheat there?
I kind of thought you had to overheat, but he's just reading the shit out of him here. And wait, no,
Bro.
it's just dead.
Well, now Shifu wins. Like, why though?
I don't know
We're
why.
stunned at the battle room here.
Dude, I really thought that you always had to just overheat, and you were going to accept that Annie misses Muddy Water.
Okay, what just happened?
I don't know, dude.
Because
I thought you had to overheat Lando and just pray.
This next turn, and then you just like protect and CC Tots, and then helping an overheat could happen. I don't know. I guess it's not completely lost.
No, I think you kill Chiyu with surging, don't you?
That's better. But
And
then
then you
helping an
EP.
overheat might kill her Shifu. There's a chance.
It's true. You're not wrong. Yeah, then you lose the game. So you do kind of have to get this turn right. But like helping him, I think actually, you know what you do? Maybe you just EP Aqua Jet the Chiyu. That's what I'm thinking because he has to. He doesn't have to, but it's very likely he's just gonna Aqua Jet overheat. So I think that what you do. I mean, honestly, I think you win if you call the Aqua Jet Earth Power and you just overheat the Lando. Let's see it here. We're gonna see a Terra onto who? I don't think it matters either way. It's gonna be on the Chiyu again, just for fun.
I mean, also, it's just like the question is does Lando live this overheat if it gets targeted, right? Because overheat Draco could win. No, there's a helping hand. I think
It's gonna
game
be
over
an
there.
Urshifu, dude. It's gonna be an Urshifu. The Jet EP was just too good.
Yeah, he's so pissed.
And the
Overheat does
overheat
go under Shifu.
does KO.
Did you take it out? Okay, yeah. Stefano played that perfectly. He knew exactly what Marcus was doing and had the one counterplay to it. This whole game has been so confusing, though. Why the fuck did he switch Fluttermane out?
I don't know why he switched Fluttermane out because I think Fluttermane was always living Jet from half. But maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe Marcus was like, dude, he doesn't live Jet from half, and I'm just throwing him into the fire.
Or sorry, rather,
Maybe.
he switched Chi-Yu out into Fluttermane.
Yeah.
I think you could have just done this, got that damage out on Orlando, and traded with the Draco, and then maybe Flutter wins the game. But now, Stefano's just going to take it. I think Earth Power is just going to kill... Oh, it lives. Okay.
He hangs on.
Does it have Icy Wind? No. It's Muddy
Ooh,
Water and
accuracy
Acid
drop.
Drop.
That did so much damage.
Did a lot.
Wait, dude. If he hit the other one, did he win? I don't think so because I think it was single target or it was double targeted.
No, but then he
did-
would have just Draco'd this turn and he would have won.
Oh, you're so right. But then he could have subbed. That would have been the other play too, is to sub up. But I mean, hey, dude, live by the accuracy, die by the accuracy. Congrats to
To Stefano, Greppi,
Stefano,
man.
dude,
What?
he
That
popped
was
off.
crazy.
That was an insane set. It was honestly, he kind of had to get those turns right. It really did come down once again to like just one turn. If he gets it wrong, he loses. But he got it right and he clutched up and now balance. I mean, dude, which one's eviler, balance or Dondozo, right? Those were our potential champions there, and we were blessed with balance this time. So we'll have to see. I think going forward, the question is, can balance be stopped? Second at the NA regional, first here. We'll have to see. UIC is next, so.
And you're going to win that with what?
With
Find out
balance,
next
baby.
Find
Oh,
out next
sorry,
time.
sorry. Yeah, find out next
Secret.
time.
It's a secret.
Yeah. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.